16, review, discuss, and consider current contingency representation in tax collection matters, whether negotiations should be commenced to find new representation. I think,
I think we discussed that.
so let's just move on. Okay. Number 17, review, discuss, and consider purchasing the vacuum excavator from the City of Merkel Public Works.
Did we get the hours?
We did.
657 hours.
Yep.
That's,
1999.
that's all the hours that's on that thing?
That's it.
That's a steal.
It comes up to
That's what I told him too.
82 days is all it's
I've
really.
not seen a picture of the hire.
No, I believe you. It just, I knew it was gonna be low because of what it is and what it does, but I wasn't expecting that low
I
at
wouldn't
all.
either.
657 hours, I just looked at it, wrote it down for you. Actually.
Yeah, that's a steal. It really is. Even for the age of the equipment, that's a heck of a ride.
So I'll make a
So I
motion to
motion?
approve the purchase of the hydro excavator from the City of Merkel
Have a second?
as bid.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 17, number 18, review, discuss, and consider GoGov Records Management System, Police Department.
So, at GoGov, so currently we don't have anything to help with, we don't have a,
Can we turn that back on?
oh, yes.
Yep.
We don't have anything currently to help with code enforcement or the shelter that I know of. So when we get a dog, we don't inventory the animal, so there's no paper trail of it unless she makes a paper copy of it. That code is $4,600 yearly, but it covers both, and it's no different than they'll be able to attach all of their files and all of their, notice of violation or complaint forms to that directly.
So what does this do with our current code system?
So currently, I believe Funview just right now, our cost with them, I believe, is $1,800 a year. And then the permit side of it is $1,200. So, I mean, you would look at an $1,800 increase, but currently through Funview, the only thing you can do is create a file, open the file, and you can manually input anything in there. And so really, there's really no tracking, so this GoGov actually sends you updates for when notices are up, when you should go re-inspect, when you should go redo your code. Same thing with dogs. It'll track how many days the dogs are in the kennel, because we also use that in order to charge somebody if their dog keeps getting out. I mean, it also shows repeat offenders. It's just their own database that they can use. Currently, they just have a Microsoft Word, for example. It's not Microsoft Word, but they have something that they can put an address in, what the violation is, and it can create a fine amount. But you can't attach pictures to it. You can't upload to it. You have to manually put in one picture at a time. You take 100 pictures of a junk vehicle, you're only getting one at a time. So
this isn't replacing code 360,
what is it?
code 360 where we list all our.
No, this is not for the ordinances. This is specifically only for code enforcement, and it's an RMS system, records management system.
So this right here says all your code and ordinances in one spot.
Yeah, so it has a drop down. So if there's a violation of tall grass, it's got a drop bar where you put violation of tall grass. It allows you to put, what you measured the grass at, what you submit the picture with it, and it tracks it. So then you put, they have 7 days to comply. It'll remind you at 7 days that you need to go re-inspect, make sure that they cut the grass. If not, you go in there and it gets shipped as an alert, and then that is when we'll file it with the courts, and then the court clerk will mail out a notice to appear.
So this would just be another avenue to access all of our codes and ordinances. So code has them, code enforcement and the animal shelter has them.
So what we'll
In
do is
this database.
we'll submit the current ordinances, and you'll submit the book version. This is going to track the applied version of who's in compliance versus like, if you're gonna, it's like a fire one. You go to a call, blah, 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 it tracks all your data. This is the same thing except for code enforcement.
So that would be easier access for the code enforcement
It
or
would be
public
way
works.
easier.
Because FundView don't just let anybody in there.
It doesn't.
Because you can mess that up so bad, it would be bad for everybody.
Correct.
So that money that we're paying FundView right now, that would be taken out of the fee that we pay them?
Correct, we would have to, yes.
But we would pay them, this would be a little bit more a month, but Public Works would be able to access it, or just code enforcement, and,
So anybody who can write a complaint or, and I have to double look, but anybody who can write a complaint or use the system as far as ordinances go, can access this. We can create logins for it. So let's say these guys, something with an ordinance, let's say something to do with water,
yeah.
and somebody is in violation of the ordinances for the city. If they have a login, they can document it, and that can go to Brian, our code enforcement, and they can upload all of the information that they may know on their end, but he may not know on his. So anything to do with public works side, or a park violation or whatever.
So who would have access to that? Just the
Whomever.
department heads?
No, whomever, so 24/7 access would be code enforcement and animal shelter, and public works, they could enter. But the goal of it is to start tracking our information, and utilizing it so we don't have repeats. So what we were running into with FundView, we had 491 cases open that were never closed out. Brian had to go in individually and go in and see when they were, and some of them were 2023s, 2022. Those are no longer violations because they should have been dealt with 7 days in the past. This automatically rinses everything and then stores it in a cloud. And so if there's a repeat at his address, it'll pull it and he can print a complaint form and it'll show that they have a previous, tall grass violation. And then now he's got another one. And so if he wants to go to the courts and say, hey, this is their second conviction for it, the courts may, charge a higher fine this time or whatever. Junk vehicles, it automatically, you can put all your license plates information in it. You can put everything. You can actually, you can't do that currently with FundView. But it'll attach all the information. So it's just a better records keeping.
Easier format to follow?
And it's easier, yes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more user friendly.
Right.
So we don't have to call FundView, get all the unlocked and all that good stuff.
Sounds like a winner.
It's probably not a bad idea to separate that from FundView. So that you do have easier accessibility to it.
Well, the other thing that I think is, and I don't know, not jinxing anything, but for whatever reason that our shelter gets audited, if we receive a dog at some point, and they know we received a dog and we don't have any tracking of it, we could potentially get in trouble from whomever. But I'm not saying that we have poor records keeping over there, but, things get lost in the.
This will improve it.
This would be an electronic paper trail.
Correct, and another thing too is, I can't remember what she called me today, but I failed to ask her, but when we scan chips for dogs, we can put that information in GoGov and say that this dog was loose in this area at this time. If it picks up this dog's name or that chip number, it'll bring it up to this one and say, hey, this owner belongs at blah, 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 but she currently has nothing. So it's pen to paper.
Right.
So,
The
the cost on this, does that also include every, upgrade, or do we have to pay another fee each year for the upgrades?
I don't know that part, but I don't believe there's not any, I believe when I talked through it, there's no extra cost for training. This is just for the software and everything that comes with it yearly, is what I was told by her. So, the GoGo people, according to her, they were trying to get this system 3 years ago. It fell through the cracks. She finally reached out to Brian and got the whole thing a month ago. So, this is all brand new to us.
So this is a subscription service? That's what
It
this
is.
It's not, we don't have
We don't
a
own it.
program that we need to install. It is a subscription to essentially a cloud-based service.
So now, heaven forbid something should come through, wipe out our system, is everything backed up in their servers?
It should be on the cloud, so yeah, so essentially,
Every night.
they'll be able to see
Every
what
night.
we see and store what we store. And then, of course, we can always, anytime we make an entry, it can always be printed, and we'll have an electronic copy and a paper copy. So, I mean, you'll have several backups, it's just, you know, like I said, right now, we're limited, so. And we're currently paying to be limited. So.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is 4,800, right? We're paying 16 to fund whatever, so we'd get that back to go towards this, am I correct?
Yes, I believe it's 1,800 for the code enforcement side. There was another $1,200 that pertains to it. I just don't know what it's labeled as. And there's a $1,200 expenditure that would also come back to us, so,
So it would be an increase of 1,800 a year,
yes.
150 a month.
Do you know of anybody else that uses this program?
Oh, I can't remember who all uses it.
Well, of the ones that do use it, have you talked to them and do they like it?
No, I hadn't had time to look. I hadn't had time to call around and ask them. But the demo that I got, it's, so essentially it's got a drop-down bar and it's got a customize button. You can customize to whatever design that works easiest in the department. Essentially, you could build an entire database just off of that customized button because it allows you to take away and add different fields. So you could say that you only want to put data entry in for the shelter. You can build this database off of this cloud-based deal, and they'll do it for us. And then you can also go in there and let's say there's a new ordinance you guys put into, or amend, or modify, or whatever, we can change it on the spot. So it'll update all the ordinances as we go in, so. Do you know that?
Does it track changes like that? Or is
I don't know if it tracks and like timestamps, I don't know that part.
Is that something that would be absolutely required? 'Cause I know ours, we have to track changes. When an ordinance is changed and how it was changed and all this. How would it affect that?
You would not have to track it in your code enforcement system in the same way. So you do have to track it in the ordinance that's displayed, like for the community, like the hard law,
Yes.
essentially. But in those systems, they could just, once it goes into effect, they update the system and they move forward. I would presume that it would at least show the difference because you'd have old cases that occurred before the ordinance change and then after. So it may not be tracking it in the same way, but they would have to delineate between, cases that occurred before September 1 and then after September.
Would you be able to look at this and see if there's like hidden fees here? Because like I see right here, and I don't know, convenience fees for GoGo products to manage credit card processing. GoGo will add a convenience fee of $3 plus 3% per transaction to offset the cost of online processing. And then you read a little farther, customer must purchase a minimum of 10,000 credits per year to keep the voice and SMS subscription active. Credits, I just think maybe somebody needs to look at the fine print on this before we just take it.
Yes, I can absolutely
And
look
see
at it. I
kind
wouldn't
of a-
want to do it right now tell you, but. if
No,
you guys
yeah.
wanna table
Do you
it,
mind doing that? And
I'm happy
then
to.
we'll look at it. Yeah. I could see how that'd be, something like this might be a lot easier for you guys.
Well,
Can we
see,
do it?
What you just said sounds like to me, another thing that it sounds like, what you just read, to me, sounds like they can also pay for their code violations almost. Is what that sounds like.
It does sound like it would, that this system would permit like a code enforcement person to like send a link to a member of the community, and the member of the community could pay for their citations.
Sure.
Online, and that may be that they're gonna charge like a 3% fee on a credit card processing, but let me review this
Yeah.
and come back with an analysis.
So do we wanna table it or approve it for her review, or after her review, if she's
I'll
amenable
table
to
it till she,
approve it?
I mean, to
My
table
vote
it before she,
Let's table it until she comes back to us, gives us more information.
And just look and see if that doesn't wind up being an extra.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying, Andrew? Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest thing, and another thing I just thought of, think about, I mean, if we do get serious, and we all, we get the ball rolling on abatements, clean the city up, we have to have, currently there's no, so if we do an abatement, we don't have a way other than actually making an invoice on Microsoft Word to officially put into the county clerk's office. For whatever reason that we would need to put a municipal lien against a property. Currently have no way to do that. The other thing too is we would also be able to track these liens. When all this kind of fell apart in May, we found 5 liens from, not even Stan, like Tom Stan. We had no idea that the liens existed. Neither did the county clerk's office or anything. All we had was a paper receipt. I mean, these liens were starting at like 3,000. And that's what we had already paid those forward and outsourced that work. We have since, though, I believe, recovered all of it,
So it seems to me like Cat was doing all that on his side.
Correct.
He was doing all that. Have y'all been able to get into his?
We were able to get it, like I said, the old cases, there were like 491 of them. We went through each one of them and cleared all of those. But another question that I don't know the answer to is, I don't even know that it's relevant at this point in time, but, I don't know how hard it would be if there was information on FundView to move it from FundView to this cloud-based. That would be between FundView and them, I would assume, but like I said, this sounds like to me like it's user-friendly on our side and makes it more available for citizens on maybe on a website or something available to them. Currently, I know, like I said, the permits, the code violations. Currently, there's no way to invoice them anything. It's all pen to paper, so, I mean, it's a lot harder to track that way. There's no.
Seems to me like every bit of that though is documented in FundView.
It seems like, but that's what I'm saying, you have to document, you have to make an entry for every single
Right.
thing. There's no bringing it back. You'd have to go and find it, and
But I
So
just
whatever
do
you
know
think.
that FundView, it doesn't matter what you put in there. If you put in there, I ate a sandwich today, it don't go out of there. It's
Correct.
there.
But you'd have to.
Anything that's happened in this city,
Mhm.
that's in FundView, whether it's from Public Works or from, it's in there.
Correct. The problem with it though is if Don wanted to see the notes, we've got to pay $500 for him to get that module every
Yeah.
training.
Well, whoever's in the office can pull it up.
Right.
You're doing FundView now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so she's got access, right? She
Correct.
can look at anything in FundView.
Correct. But she'll only have access, like, currently, I think I have the most modules. I can't see anything that would have helped me with anything regarding city secretary work.
Yeah.
So that all of that's still a mystery. So, like I said, unless we spend the, $500 each module, we can't see it, so.
With this, can you limit access to different areas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from my understanding, yeah, so you can, essentially, if it was just under the PD side, if the shelter and code enforcement fall under the PD side, it would probably limit it to whomever can write complaints. And then it would go to whoever would be over following up with code enforcement and the shelter. So you would essentially put like a sergeant or a lieutenant over that specific area, and that person would have the access. The only thing so they would be able to review any cases open. Samantha, she'd be able to be sent things. And then the person who makes the entries could print up anything and give it to the courts. So, but like I said, Samantha currently, she can't see anything unless we print it for her and email it. It just makes it hard, so.
So in the meantime, while we're reviewing all this, see if you can reach out to some of the other people that do use the software and see what they think about it.
Absolutely.
Well, the police department's separate from, I know all the finances go to FundView, correct? But do all your complaints and things like that, do y'all have it in a separate,
Those are through FundView? Those are through FundView.
is it?
Those are through FundView. And then, but the complaints are not.
The complaints in what way? What do you mean?
The shelter,
So they go through FundView as well, code enforcement,
what can we pay?
I'm sorry, what?
What can't we pay?
Right now, okay, so are you talking about under the general fund or for the?
No, like,
Which
what can't
ledger?
we, we added this.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we do have the code enforcement because we have to add Brian into the system.
Yes.
With that added line.
Yes. So essentially what had to happen and what we didn't have is we had to build a general ledger line item for specific tickets that go to code enforcement. It's not to code enforcement, but we had to allow them to be able to accept the payments, because that money had to be transferred to somewhere. So we had to build 2 general ledger items. And I couldn't look to find out which general ledger item to put it in because we didn't pay the $500.
Yeah,
So it's
because
kind of-
all the funds and fines that Cat brought, they had to go to FundView.
So, they do go to FundView. It's per person, so it doesn't go by per code, it's
Correct.
per enforcer.
Mhm.
So we have to get another line for Mr. Rodriguez in order for him to start submitting code enforcement, because as of right now, we're accepting cash for animal control and for code enforcement, or a check of some sort.
Yeah, there's no online option for that.
There is not.
Versus coming in and paying with a debit card.
Yes. And the
Or
source will be
online.
attached.
I don't know.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, but the hardest part was us finding, and a part of this, finding the liens with paper receipts. We reached out, I think one was 3 years old. I mean, what had happened
Well, I can see how
was-
it'd probably pay for itself if we could streamline all that.
It would, I mean, and the better part also is, we would also be able to customize those for the abatements.
Yeah.
For example, if the city's doing the work, currently we don't have a way to track it, but we would be able
Well,
to
to tell you
add
the
in-
truth, just real fast, cut through all of it, is I truly believe
Sure.
that it'll be so much better because it's too much with code enforcement going in there, and then if you don't have somebody that knows that, gotta know how to do all that. And we only got 2 people up here that know it. So if you're separating that from that, and then she don't have to put it in or send it out and it'll separate that, and it would make it so much easier and friendlier user, because what you are doing wouldn't affect the other part. Even though you would have documented for everything that you do anyway.
So certain tickets do have to go in front of the judge, so
Correct.
they can't go pass by paying.
Right.
So
yeah.
there's certain, that's where the difficulty comes into play,
Mhm.
because the judge has to either, for juveniles or for certain, like, misdemeanors, there has to be in front of the judge, if they wanna go through GSC, if they wanna be deferred adjudication, things like that, those are things that you discuss with the judge. They have to tell me, hey, I want to see the judge this date, if possible, then can we make that happen? And then we go from there. But for some type of liens, sometimes you do have to go in front of the judge or some type of magistrate.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes. I'm a newbie. You'll ask her more.
So anyway, she'll look at that, and then we'll look at it later, right?
So I make a motion, we table this until we have a chance to further review.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
I am definitely all for anything.
Number
to take
19.
away from Fundview.
Review, discuss, and
Doing a great
consider
job,
water and wastewater taps and fees. As of right now, y'all should have this in your packet.
I
What
don't
is
think
it?
I gave it to them.
No? Okay. So right now, we charge 3/4 inch, $800. 1 inch is $1,500, 2 inches, $3,000, and for fire hydrant meter, construction meters, $1,550. I was looking for my other,
So it's 800 for 3/4 inch and 1,500 for 1 inch?
yes,
Is that what it was? What about 2 inch? If you have-
2,000 is 3,000, I'm sorry, and the 4 inches, which don't make no sense, 1,000
That's for sewer tap.
sewer tap. Okay, I got you, I see it now. So the reason this was brought to me is I got a list of our surrounding cities. They're charging like 5 times what we're charging. So this is also fees, which we've been talking about fees. We can bring this back and get the fee schedule up. I recommend that we're losing money, like we always talk about. We're losing money. And I know it's always been about, don't get me wrong here, saving the citizens money, but we're costing ourselves money in the long run. So,
Well, and this
And-
basically is all new meters.
yes,
Just the parts alone for 3/4 inch meters, around $750, almost $800 just to buy the parts.
Mhm.
So we're not making no money, we're breaking even just to put one in. Well, we're losing money to put one in.
Yeah.
and our businesses,
And
I
we're
mean, we're
fixing to
getting a
put a
lot more
bunch of them in
businesses, and
possibly,
we're
right?
just, we're losing out on a lot of money that we could be generating. So, I mean, we pay our public works guys to go out and do it. We got equipment costs, and we're essentially like a business. I mean, we're not gonna get a business to come out and do it for free.
Well, and then I'm gonna say something else along those lines, is that, look, our wages always have to be competitive for our workers. We can't keep so if we can bring in revenue to make sure that our city workers, are paid adequately. So we know that's gonna increase every year. Just the cost of living increases these days, ain't 3%. You know, sometimes, well, like last year, year before, it's 14%
Yeah, it was
inflation
outrageous.
rate. So just to keep that in mind, when we do, or if we do raise those, when people are asking, you know, there's just another argument that everybody wants to get paid a decent wage, so.
I know it's not on there, so I can verify before, but when we swap a meter out, we're only charging $75 to do that. So what we charge for somebody to get a new meter,
Yeah.
we don't even, we lose money.
But
Now, I know a bunch of them need to be swapped.
well, that's kind of where my concern is
Right.
on that,
So-
because if it's our meter, right? If our meter goes bad, I mean, we gotta replace a meter, it's not on the homeowner. I think that's on our side. But if you increase this a little bit, you're helping to compensate for that loss, right? So we do charge $75 if we have to.
I believe it, is that not? Is it $75?
I'm upset about that. I probably didn't see that on my water bill. No, I'm just.
The other, I think.
It was spread out over time.
I think we've been getting, hit with a bunch lately. Dawn's irritated with it. A lot of people have thought lately that their meters are wrong.
Yeah.
There's also a $35 testing fee.
Which,
So if we pull the meter, take it to the guy here,
Yes, yes, typically.
here, he sends us a bill for $35. We attach that. These are all on request of the customer. These are not on request of the city. Is that something that we're gonna take? Is that what
Well, I would
we're
say
gonna-
if our meter's bad and the test comes out that our meter's bad, we should probably eat that.
We'll
But
get
if-
if our meter's bad,
Right.
and test it, that's our fault.
Because believe me, I've been through that headache with some of them. I'm like, well, get a 5-gallon bucket out there, turn your water faucet on, and see if that thing don't read 5 gallon, or do 20 gallon. And, you can tell if your meter's working correctly. Do it once, every 2 weeks or something.
If a meter's bad,
Yeah.
it don't read high. If a meter's bad, it reads low.
Oh, yeah,
So
well,
if
there
they
you
got-
go.
got
I
a
want it,
bad meter,
I
they'll
like a
lose
bad
money.
meter then.
Can you bring me that bad meter?
So if a meter's bad, it will never read high, it'll read low.
Yeah,
So they're coming out there having bad meters than they are good.
right, yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up, so now that we can talk
Yeah.
about it in our fees and our schedule,
Yeah.
so. we'll
Did
move
you
on.
have did we have an idea, maybe what we might wanna do there as far as?
I've got some,
The prices you have down there, is that what we're currently charging?
this is what we're charging right now.
Okay.
I mean, let me see, it's on my phone, I think. You sent it to me, right?
So why does it go from, just really, Don, why does it go from, and I don't even know if you know the answer to this, why does it go from 800 on 3/4 and then 1,500 on a 1-inch when it's only a little bit larger? It was just set that way.
Yeah,
huh?
I wasn't around.
Right,
last time
yeah.
they set prices, so,
It just seems odd.
a lot of people charge the same price for 3/4,
And
1-inch
when-
meter, they charge the same price.
Yeah. So the 1,500, we're not doing that on, when we change that meter out. So if we took that 3/4 up and just made them both the same, doesn't matter which one, 3/4, 1-inch, that would be an increase that would offset cost for us.
1-inch meter costs, it costs about the same for parts.
So is this right, that I got EULA $5,000, that's for a 3/4-inch line?
Sure. All those are prices I gave you for
Okay.
3/4.
Oh, my God.
So EULA's charging 5,000 for a 3/4-inch.
Steamboat Mountain,
Steam,
6,500.
6,500, Buffalo Gap's 27. Sun up the road is 4,000 and Potosi is 4,500.
Holy fuck.
So,
You don't wanna put a water trough out there for your cows.
we just need, I'm not saying, and we don't have to even get close to those, but we need to be,
Yeah. Well, we don't need to be losing money.
I mean, equipment is, Lord, expensive anymore. Just to rent a backhoe for a month is $4,000. So,
So I'll make a motion that we table this to readdress when we start
Sure.
preparing. the
Fees and
fee
schedules. Okay. I have a second. All those in favor? Motion carries. Number 21, review and discuss and consider City of Ty's water tower aviation light repair. Jinko give us a bid. It seems our light tower light's been out for how long?
Is it the bulb?
Have we ever had
All
one?
fixtures broke. Yeah, we just couldn't do the bulb there.
Yeah,
So you can't climb up there and just screw a bulb in.
I mean, 'cause I don't know what they're charging, but if it's a bulb change, I might underbid that.
Did you get this to everybody?
I don't think I've seen that.
Let me pass this around so y'all can see it.
I talked to Don about this morning, and yeah, that's a federal requirement,
It's,
so,
it's a major,
yeah,
major
we've
order.
gotta get it done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't already find it. I'm surprised we haven't already been
Yeah,
fined.
I'm surprised.
How much are they charging for that?
$78.60 to replace the fixture and new bulbs, new
Oh, I'm
fixture,
sorry.
and wiring, I'm assuming.
Obsolete fixture up there, they got safety lumen up there.
It's a long ways up there.
We volunteered, Thompson.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Airplanes are out.
You're spreading him out too thin.
That seems like a lot, a lot.
Air's a little different up there.
We don't have that one.
Oh, we don't, okay, so I just saw that. It's different, okay. Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we accept this bid for Gene Co. to do the repairs on the water tower light.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Number 22, review, discuss, and consider City of Ty's antique fire engine repairs.
So Dave's not in here. We're gonna try and get it in the parade this year. So we had it brought to Volvo or Rutgers. Guess that, at that time and day, we were told last that it didn't have brakes. So we took it to Volvo. Currently, two brake boosters on it are inoperable or something wrong with them. They've got to be sent off to somewhere overseas to be rebuilt. With a non-guarantee that they'll actually work when they come back. They want somewhere along the line of 10,000 just to be.
You can't get them in Abilene?
This is the only, dealership, or the closest place to work on it. The other person that we knew that had worked on it in the past was, Terry Perkins. We were gonna go see a professional for it, so, see what it would cost to get it.
What kind of brake system's on it?
I couldn't tell you, it's from 1952.
Is it air, vacuum over hydraulic?
Yeah, I have
No idea. I'm gonna say we table this.
I guess the other question too is, it's currently sitting at Volvo. Do we want to pull it out, have it towed back to our public works yard?
Ask
Yeah, I
them.
believe so, yeah.
Itself?
Yeah.
Let's get it off their yard.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we wanna throw money at a fire engine to bring it to a parade once a year. I don't know that, that just doesn't need to set somewhere in the city as a museum piece or just a piece. I know if Tedco Tidco gets our deal going down here in the city, I don't know that we can't use that space along the track to put some of those pieces, like we have that old city hall deal. If we could put some of those with some type of plaque, where when people come down and eat there, they can walk across the street and visit those things that we have, that are actually like the old, y'all got that wagon, right? What'd y'all do, y'all got it pulled down there? Wouldn't that be cool if other people that would come through here and eat would go read a plaque about that? And it would just draw some, just a thought, if we could do something like that with those things. Instead of spending money on them, they'd just draw a little attention and,
People take pictures and post that on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will have it too. Thanks, Laurie. Probably put it back in that old
have, Wilson, or whichever one's in the parade, just to latch on and tow it when we're having the parade, right?
Unless they tie stuff on them. Don't call for tie fire, they have the Rickard bring the fire up.
So right now I have a motion to just table this.
Yes, I'll second.
You second it? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 23, review, discuss, and consider participation in the Wreaths Across America and a future assistance to the Ty Cemetery. So, this past weekend, we ended up putting out 48. They needed 142. I'm not sure where the problem lays with this. I was out there with Ms. Boyd and Ms. Veda putting these out, and Ms. Boyd said she paid for 15 of them. So my question is if she paid for 15 of them, why were they all delivered to City Hall? Does anybody know?
Are they delivered to City Hall? Because the cemetery didn't have anywhere to store them, because they were real.
So the cemetery actually bought all 48 wreaths?
No, so the way it works, the Wreath Across America is a donation program. So you call or go online on their website and you donate, I think one wreath is $17. It's a one-time use, and either let the veterans can take it home with them or whatever the case may be.
Well, I heard they donate them to people around town, and
Yeah,
they burn them in their fireplaces.
But the problem that we had this year, and a lot of people, we're not the only ones, but we actually reached out to Merkel, Abilene, and the Arlington, the state's veteran cemetery up here. They had just bought enough. Dallas was 7,000 wreaths short. And so the deal is if we don't get enough sponsors for 142, then not every veteran gets one. However, what everybody's going to, I think Elmwood and Abilene kicked this off, is everybody's going to synthetic. Everybody's going to artificial wreaths, and they're buying just the wreath and then the bow separately, and they're putting them on. I know Elmwood is also, they're doing that yearly. They bought out all the Walmarts in Abilene and in the surrounding areas. When I did talk with Ms. Childers, she did think with the city's assistance that we could go artificial and do away with the Wreaths of America. Now, we can still take donations for this, but their thought is that instead of giving them to the 10, we will use them, we will reuse them however many years we need to ensure that we have all 142, any more that are added later. So. But I know that the
And I know
cemeteries-
right now that the cemetery can't afford to buy them. That's not gonna happen.
And just shopping on Amazon, I think we came up with like 120 of them are gonna be around $2,100. So.
And that's if you don't get any donation. That would be for 142.
No, 120 off of Amazon is like 2,100, but that's if the city bought it first. If we go ahead and start taking donations now, which we can, or the cemetery takes, I mean, we could essentially build a fund to buy all of
Because just about every year, there's been enough.
Correct, yeah, they said it's just, for some reason this year, it just went down.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying, that's why.
So what I was thinking, the cemetery doesn't get the donations to cover this. They barely get enough donations, I think, to have the yard mowed.
I know my
I
mom
don't-
donated $100 a month but she died
There's some
15
people
months
that
ago,
were
so.
donating, but they passed
she
away
didn't
and
know.
the donations aren't there anymore, so. And I don't know that the city, we even donate to the cemetery. That's something we'd have to look into. But I know this way, if you guys decided to do it, this would be our way to donate our part to the cemetery. And I think every year we should have in our budget to donate so much money to the cemetery. Y'all set that budget as well, but that's just my thoughts on that. Because
Well,
It kinda
what
broke
we
my
have
heart
in the budget for
I had to-
community relations. and
I had to
think
walk
it's
away from
probably-
the cemetery and there's 100, veterans laying there, didn't get a wreath.
Mhm.
Could we collect money like the firemen's used to do in Abilene to fill the boot and stand at the, intersections over here, 707, and ask for donations for our veterans?
The other thing we can do, and we thought about it, but we ran out of time this year, is we could do a Veterans Day parade and have some event down in Prosser Park where we could collect donations for this specific cause, so.
Again, when it comes to donations, you gotta have people that are willing to get out there and accept these
Well,
donations.
at the bare minimum, even if we tried some of these things or whatever, I do believe that before, when Wreath Across America comes up again next year, that we allocate the money to make sure that we have the wreath. And I think that's something we probably need to do in like August, because they do it in December, right?
Yes, I believe this year they're.
When was it? December
It was Saturday, it
Seventh.
was,
6th or something?
whatever,
So it's in December,
Oh,
so,
yes.
yeah, so we allocate that money and, we just need to make sure we do that.
Just getting the synthetic, like you mentioned, is something that we don't have to repeat every year. Trying to, I don't want us to run into this problem again.
I mean, you can put the money in there right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. As long as we don't forget, it's,
I mean,
Put it on our
if we
plate.
wanted to do it right now, I mean, we don't have to spend it if we do get donation. You'll know how much you
exactly
need.
right.
Next year, you might not even
Might not
use
spend
that
anything.
money, but it would be there. It would be allocated for that Wreaths Across America.
Exactly. It's there.
So would that, I guess that would be putting community relation, well, they'll figure out where that needs to go, right? On what line item, and then they could draw from that.
Have a sign up there when they come and pay their water bill, taking donations for wreaths for the veterans, and if somebody wants to donate, like an extra $5 or $10, they would, or could.
So do we want to make a motion to allocate $2,000, when it comes time for,
Do we know that that's gonna be enough?
well, he said-
What did 2,000,
Whatever 142 times 17, that would be total donations for Wreaths Across America.
Yeah, but you got 48 wreaths, and it's like, you're liable to get all of them next year. I haven't seen the year, I apologize for not getting down there this year, but
every year
every year
I've,
I've been over there,
gone
we've
over there,
done
we've
all
always
by
had enough,
donations, so it's kind of, seems odd that,
I know Data said that they, I believe, they pay out of their pockets, depending on how many are left. But the cemetery tries to do 25 a year, I believe is what she said. So they probably put $200 or $300 towards it on a year. And then I think Wreaths Across America gives us 8, if we order more than 25. So you're looking at 33, you're looking at, missing 109 is
How much?
$2,414 if you were funding all 142 at $17 apiece.
So do we wanna roll into that with the donation to the cemetery also? And just make it 3,000, with the remainder going to the cemetery annually? I mean, it ain't a lot, but
It's more than what
It'll
they're
help.
getting right now.
Having to pay people to go there and mow it. It's made for that.
Community service, go mow the cemetery.
And I understand, I always thought, well, send somebody over there to mow it and we'd eat it. And what's happened in the past is people, they go over there and they start pushing mower or riding the lawnmower and they
Tear up,
hit a tombstone and
yeah.
crashes to the ground, or they run over it and they don't take,
no care.
don't care for it. So,
Well, we'd be doing our part if we did that.
yes, sir, we would.
So is 3,000 gonna be enough? If we're spending 2,400 on wreaths?
Well, Jason,
At the
I don't
most.
believe we're gonna spend 2,400 on it.
And I don't
They just
think
got
we will
48 this year. Like I'm saying, the years that, I know I've done it 3 years in a row,
Yep.
besides this year. And we got donations for every one of them. They were all there.
Yeah, I was just
Contingency,
shocked.
I mean,
But we can always add more to it. We can always take care
Yeah,
of
we
it.
can. And what we don't use is, it'll sit there.
Yeah.
If they need it, here it is. I just feel like we should be doing our part to help the cemetery out. Not saying that we haven't, I don't know, but I know we should hold ourselves responsible for it. Anyway, this.
So I'm good with the
guys.
3,000.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to allocate $3,000 annually for the wreaths across America and the remainder to go to the city cemetery.
Second,
All those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Because, you know, with that being said, with doing that, I know there's times like they wanted to do a bench for Nancy or whatever. I don't know if they ever did anything like that. If they
we
ever got the
paid to
money.
have them benches put in, and I paid for one of them, and I don't think they've been put in yet.
Well,
And my
see, there's
mom,
another thing
I haven't got mine,
that we
grandpa's
gotta
up.
watch out for is that this money is actually going to the cemetery for
Well,
what we
Michelle
would
took my
want.
money.
Well, I'm afraid just to like throw money to the cemetery.
I'm gonna call
I'm
Michelle,
not
she
doing it
took
this
my
time,
money.
but we really need to
We,
be able to see that
We
they're
need to-
doing something good with it. I know the wreaths across America would be good.
Yeah, we've done that.
If you wanted, we could do an MOU with the cemetery that kind of details what the expectation is for the money and have them sign it.
That would be good.
Yes.
Just a little accountability over there because,
If they're not gonna put them benches up, I want my money back, and I'll donate it to the Reese.
yeah.
I'm gonna call her tomorrow and ask her, where's her benches?
I mean, it's, I'm gonna, you know, it's Veda, so I don't know if I trust Veda that much.
Well,
You know,
Michelle took my money, so I don't know.
I'm gonna tell her. Ooh.
I'll tell you what, she
Ooh,
lives
I
in
don't
Nichols.
wanna be around that one.
She'll find it.
all right. Number 24, review, discuss, and consider creating a city secretary assistant position. I think maybe we should just kind of hold off on that and see where
Agreed.
we're
Yeah,
headed.
for a little future date,
Yeah.
Make a motion, we table
maybe in the
this until,
spring.
we know more about our current city secretary and see if the need is still there.
Yes, sir. I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries. And number 25 is a review, discuss, and consider create a Parks and Recs position. The reason I brought this up, and we table this as well, because there's a lot of talk about the parks that we have right now. The Public Works, they're busy. And it seems that our parks are falling apart, and it's not just high grass. It's actually some of the swing sets, they need,
Oh, yeah, it needs work.
and I think a Parks and Works position, that person is more responsible for making sure that the safety's there, the grass is getting mowed, the fences are mended, we got Big Reister Park, and then we got Tie Towns, we've got Laney Park, Valley High. We have the other one that's right over there off of Morgan and South Street. It's a little one, but it needs attention.
Oh, yeah, by the gazebo?
Yes, ma'am.
Gazebo.
Uh,
It's a word.
Who would this position report to?
I believe it should report right now. I'd like to put it under its own director, but I think that's a bad idea, once I thought about it. I think it should go under Public Works. Because it's more related
Well,
to,
how about under the code enforcement? Are they under somebody? Ain't that
they're under the police department.
Well, the reason I say that, because, code enforcement there, they can work hand in hand on, figuring out, like, believe me, you go out there and that swing set kind of rocks around. I wouldn't cut that little thing that you ride out because it was broken over. I was afraid some kids were gonna hurt themselves and we're really gonna be in trouble. So we went out there one day with the Sawzall, cut it out of there.
Right. The only reason I go with Public Works is the police department actually controls what code enforcement's doing right now. I want our police department to start growing. Two officers just isn't cutting it.
No,
And once we start getting more officers, I don't want them to be worried about parks.
yeah.
Their concern is
Safety first.
our safety and of our citizens and our streets.
Right.
That's the only reason I put it under Public Works. That's my opinion. Which gives them a director that, actually, they should.
So code enforcement's not, he's under the police department? Okay, I thought it was a
Yes.
separate entity.
No, sir.
It would fall more
It
in line with
used to
Public
be.
Works anyway.
Okay.
It
Oh, so it used to be in there,
Yeah,
okay.
we
I'm
put
a
it
little
on,
backwards.
you guys did.
The other thing with being under Public Works is they can learn their, whatever reason this person, if y'all create a position, for whatever reason this person doesn't know how to use a riding lawnmower or a tractor, shredder, whatever. Those guys got it. We don't have it. We can teach them how to drive a squad car, but that's about it. But when the parks are actually upkept and all they're gonna have is preventative maintenance, they can help on with how to use their water,
With other
maintenance, street
other
maintenance,
responsibilities.
whatever.
But that is y'all's call. I just wanted to bring this up because the safety of these parks is really.
What kind of salary we looking at?
Well, why don't we, before we start looking at salary, why don't we get a job description written up
Yes, I think we need to do
and
that.
bring that up to the council on the next meeting?
Well, look,
And,
just a thought in my mind is that I'm kind of with you on your first thought. That if you're gonna create this, it might be created separate so that when Parks and Recs, that person in charge of that has to answer for that.
And I agree.
And he has to mow the grass, he should be able to, our Public Works, he should be able to use that equipment, right? That shouldn't be separate.
The only reason I didn't say start off as a director
Mhm.
is let's get it started.
Yeah,
And we can always break it off.
right.
Always, okay, it's grown. We've started a phase at Reister where they're gonna be taking care of that as well. Now we need to kind of break them off and not even have to get them a helper, if it grows the way we'd like to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So basically, baby steps up till he's.
That's, yes, instead of just biting it off right off.
But for now, we need a job description to see what we're looking at. Then
We
can
need to get a
discuss
job
salary
description
and
all
maybe
set.
get somebody somebody.
Because they're gonna need to be able to change out rims on the, basketball thing, and the fences, you
Put
know.
light bulbs in the light pole up there,
Yeah,
climb up there and put them in.
yeah. Yeah,
They
'cause
can
that's
have them across the street of my house
Yeah.
and hang it wherever they want to.
Yeah, okay, so I have a motion.
Write up that job description.
Hmm?
You will
You probably the best one, because you know more of what needs to happen in that job.
You open your mouth, so we're gonna put your foot in it.
Open mouth, insert foot.
next week
And we can always-
Preferably, yeah,
or before, so you have to review it.
yeah.
And whatever job description you come up with, it can also be modified later on.
Of course.
Of course.
So whatever.
We just need something that we can
And I
go
read
by,
what's going on.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. So,
I make a motion that we table this, pending, creation of a job description and further review by the council at that time.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Motion carries.
I thought we took care of 26 yesterday.
no,
No, we're waiting on a number,
Andrew,
sir.
you're up, Christmas party.
Okay, I got some good news and some
Wait a
bad
second,
news.
whoa.
I got
Start
it.
it right.
So you gotta do that.
Number 26 is review, discuss, and consider allocating a budget for the city Christmas parade.
I apologize, Mayor, on that one.
That's okay.
Now I'm free?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so,
yes.
thanks to our friends at United on South 14th, they're gonna donate 30 pounds of pork butt, to us.
30 pounds of what?
Pork
Pork
butt.
butt, pork shoulder, pork
Oh,
butt,
okay.
pork rump, whatever you wanna call it.
Pork.
ribs,
Some
yeah,
pork.
Pork. That is the only donation so far. The other, HEB and Market Street both want us to, they have a program, something under community, where if we would have done this a month before, they would have been able to potentially donate it all to us too. So, the other
Something to keep
option
in
that
mind.
they do is they give us gift cards to go in there and buy the meat. So, I will apply for, or the city secretary will apply for all of those starting in January, and we will schedule the date for sometime in December. But I know that HEB, Natalie Louisville, I talked with, our community lady, they will donate up to $200. Essentially, I think it's per year, but she did say that they can do it spread out over whatever events we have within the city. So as long as they apply in January and they accept us, it's like a grant, they'll give us so much for each one. So,
Yeah.
Good.
so we may need more, if we want more than just pork, 30 pounds of pork, we'll have to fund it ourselves.
So if we got 30 pounds of pork, then I would say another, 40 pounds of hamburger would do,
Well, I don't think,
that'd be, what?
do you wanna do hamburgers or like sausage with it? Since everybody's gonna be bringing sides.
I would think sausage myself,
Yeah,
so we're getting pork.
I mean, 'cause if you do hamburgers, then you're gonna have to do the hamburger patties, the cheese.
yeah,
And if people are bringing sides, I
yeah.
think if we just provide the pork and the sausage, or if there's something else you'd rather have besides that. I got that smoker, I told Andrew I'd start cooking that Friday morning and have it ready for, what time's it gonna be? Like 6:30?
6:30-ish.
It'll be all cooked up and ready to go.
Okay, so,
30 pounds of meat, good enough?
no,
I mean, is that what you
You
said?
know, so generally, when you do a deal like this, you figure every, person is gonna eat a third of a pound. And that's not counting your sides because you eat it, okay? So if you have, that 30 pounds, that's 90 people.
Sure.
But then you're gonna have 30 pounds of sausage, is what I suggest. And you're easily gonna feed 90 people, and nobody's gonna walk out of there hungry, I promise you. Even if you have 100 show up, or 110, you'll be able to feed, easily easily 100.
so do we wanna allocate a budget of like $400.
I don't know what sausage.
Sausage is like $3 or $4 a pound. At 30 pounds, it's $120. So if you did $200, unless you have something else that might arise that you might need a little money for or something.
The only other thing that I'm waiting on, and we may send somebody up there, but, one of the things that, I really didn't know what kind of meats you would eat for Christmas, other than turkey or ham, but, we thought maybe fajitas from the Mexican market, Mexicana in Abilene, but could be a full good place, so.
What about drinks? Bring your own, BYOB?
So that's why I was saying like $400 should cover drinks, plates, forks, anything
Oh,
that
yeah,
may
any
come
plates
up
and
that we would
forks.
need.
Sounds good.
That should be enough, I would think.
Kenny, are you gonna need ice for the shindig?
You'll need no ice?
No.
Don't we have an ice machine?
There's an ice machine in
There's
there,
an
ain't
ice
there?
machine at the community center.
I think they used to be.
You won't ever go anyway.
So you're gonna,
We can bring me a couple of bags.
Yeah, it should be fine.
So I'll make a motion, we allocate a budget of $400 for the city Christmas party.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor? All right.
Okay, can we take a break?
We can.
we're about done.
We're just about done when you
We're
got,
almost done.
We got two more spots, if you hang on just that much
That
longer.
was the last one.
Well, all we got is to approve the minutes, right?
well, we also have on here
We still gotta do the police chief too.
police chief.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna take a few minutes, I say we take a break.
Yeah, there's two.
And then we have the
Look at
minutes.
that.
In your hand.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, we'll have a recess for 10 minutes, and we'll come back.
Well, I won't get over to bingo hall, will I?
Well, you can, but
No, I'm
don't
gonna
they
stay.
stay open till 11?
No, the second session starts at 8:30.
Oh,
They didn't start with it on the third session, they start early instead of going late.
Yeah.
We don't do that no more. We go at 7, even on Friday. When there's a third session, the third session starts at 10.
I know they had backed it up.
Well, but they print back.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
people get
Yes,
off
sir.
work
Yes, sir.
and they don't have time to go home and do nothing and then get up there at 6 o'clock. So Todd said, we're gonna go back to 7 o'clock, and that way people would have time to get off work. Oh, well, they have the speedball first in the early days.
To answer your question, sir, I'm the only one that understood it. I believe, now I know Tristan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe BYOB, as long as it's, it can be done. Oh, okay, well, I just wanna make sure, like, because I don't know, if somebody does bring beer,
What's on in jail?
it's,
Correct.
correct.
I think it would depend on the rules of the community center.
Sure.
Do you permit citizens, if they rent the community center, to have alcohol?
I don't know, because that's all ran through EDC.
Okay.
I want to say no, but I'm not.
So lawyers are busted.
I know we drink beer every time we read it.
In the job, but it is quite a bit
I know
of
we
liability
had
to
some
have
drinking beer up
a
there every time we
city,
read it. I'm sure
it's
they
an
do.
event on a city property.
I don't know, it's like I said, it's within the building, but I don't.
So what,
I went,
I would recommend is like providing tea and water,
Sure.
paper and meat, and then like don't speak to the rest. So like if the city, if an employee's like,
You're gonna drink some, go out in your car next week. and-
or if somebody brings in like a bottle of wine or a 6-pack, then like we've not said anything. But if you make it a BYOB event, then you need to
25 years
collectively.
Sure.
And I think y'all, I think
You
y'all
would,
have a
don't you?
uniform.
Right, we'll already be,
Oh,
we'll be,
so
well, it's at 6 o'clock. We're still at 8. I mean, I guess we could undress, now that's an occasional.
yeah, if you have like a BYOB event or an event where you're selling like alcohol,
we can bring that one, that was Michael Don, he passed away, like
Well, you know,
we ain't
it's-
rid of that thing in over 20 years.
But out of 100 people, how many things can, no, I do, you know, I'm sure somebody's going to. It's an adult, I'm not gonna say it's an adult party, but it's a get together, so people drink. I didn't wanna make it, I don't, there's no posting, so.
You had to ask the question, I don't think they're around.
There was definitely
Get in someone's head.
Definitely no.
I'm sure when we get the secretary and other people, it's gonna take a lot off your plate. I mean, something that you can
We'll see.
rest on.
She's gonna, when does she start? You know,
26,
okay.
Monday after.
She's gonna have a, she
Well,
better
they
enjoy
did
her
walk her out
holidays.
on that, but you told her she was gonna.
She better enjoy her holidays.
You know, you think, people would want a 2-week though.
She better enjoy her Christmas. She gets here. It's all about gonna fall apart. So, there's gonna be a lot to fall on to her. Oh, perfect. She's gonna come over? Oh, perfect. Oh, great. Oh, for influence stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, we're starting there tomorrow. That's not just a tomorrow job, that's a, yes, so she'll be coming Friday. So, and then, I know this is, I know it's in there, but I just bring it up, but policy states that the mayor can choose, and that is a question asked, the day before a holiday. City Hall, I'm not gonna say City Hall as a whole, but do you wanna close a half a day early? The day before the holiday, any holiday is what it allows. It's completely up to you, but
No, sir. Unless you let
it's,
us come to
and
the.
we're excluded from everything because it says that we have to work, so. I will be at work.
It's up to me, I have y'all working 25th as well.
Well, we're not allowed that holiday off.
I don't guess my son take off, he works at Robinson, the inmates that have a
Yeah,
law.
we'll be there.
So y'all are on to 24th, all day.
Yes, the
They are.
25th.
They are,
I know you guys,
yes. We'll be here.
I'll let Chad have some.
Sheriff's Department.
All this work takes.
Well, condos, well, we already have them covered the nights.
I talked to you today, it's, yeah, I don't have, I'm not opposed to not being off the 26th either, day right before the
No, I'm talking about the day before.
Christmas.
The day before Christmas Eve, sorry. The day before, so Christmas Eve is a holiday, so it's the 23rd. Is when you would allow the, is when you would allow the half day.
So like half a day on the
Okay,
23rd.
I just need to know so that we can post on.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, go to work and I say,
But no, that'll be-
Monday and Tuesday, and we go back to Monday.
So the thing that we've also run into, so we've got Marissa out with surgery. She starts tomorrow, surgery tomorrow. She is, per our policy, won't be paid. The only way that they can get paid for holiday, or that holiday considered, is they have to work the day before the holiday begins, the day after.
So you will have a day.
At least need to work a half a day at the beginning, and then have to work either half or a full day on each. So,
So, y'all get off on Friday, how's that? Y'all can have half day off. Tuesday?
I like this.
Don't know when people are getting
I'll have
sick,
to
let's
do
get
that.
Oh, me, oh, my.
This car running all night. Well, black one now.
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, if they, I know it probably, it's just a habit, but when it gets hot, those cameras pitch in whatever money I need.
Hey, Greg,
I just had to go buy
this is
some
something
names.
they would like for us to sign. It's about the other applicants. You can read it.
Okay. Ooh. That's what they need to put up over a baby bed, make the baby,
I didn't notice that
I noticed it
yesterday.
last night and I was sitting there staring at it.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until just now. And I can't figure out who the blue Santa is. Is it supposed to be the Grinch?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it the Grinch? Okay.
When's this city Christmas party gonna be?
Friday or Saturday? Friday.
Friday,
Friday,
Friday at
6:30.
I don't think you signed it, Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna be there?
When is it gonna be, what time?
Friday at 6:30?
I will make it a point.
Okay.
You're gonna have a live band?
karaoke, Billy Joy. We'll have karaoke.
Oh, well.
I can sing for
We
you
already
guys.
got your song picked out.
We're gonna have to be drinking beer then.
Straight up whiskey.
Oh, okay, name's little baby like shortening. Let's see, no, I like ballroom songs, like, turn out the lights, the party's over.
Oh, my God. Can you go out there and see if they're smoking within 100 feet of that door, one of your offices?
Did Ricky give you an earful today?
No, I'm just playing.
Did Ricky give you an earful today?
You told me your mom used to work for RGIS. What was her last name? Same as yours?
Lee.
Lee. Her last name is Lee. I was gonna ask my boyfriend if he remembered, because he's been there, he worked for him 26 years. I only worked with him for 6 years.
I don't remember what year she worked there.
Is she still living? Oh. And her name was Joyce?
Joyce Lee.
I can remember that because my middle name is Joyce. Joyce Lee. Here's to you.
Let me smell that, Billy Joy.
Huh?
Let me smell that, see what's in there.
Strawberry.
Yep. Round roll, I promise.
I don't like whiskey. I used to like wine and, oh, now I drink once a month. When I go to the VFW auxiliary meeting, I get my pina colada,
Mhm.
just once a month. So the second Tuesday of the month, don't be going down Airbase Road when I'm coming home. I'm like,
Well, I'm sure it's just a virgin pina colada.
no, it's not a virgin, it's real.
Well, Billy Joyce, I give you an out and you still.
Oh, shoot. Huh?
Gee. All right.
All right, I call this meeting back to order at 8:38. This time, we'll just hop over here to 27 right quick. Have you guys had a chance to go over the meetings, just discuss and consider approve of minutes from the city council meeting, November 24th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Have a second?
Second.
Oh,
All those in favor?
it's already made it.
Motion carries.
Okay.
You owe me a Coke, Billy Joy.
Huh?
You owe me a Coke.
Number 5
Oh, we're going back.
is
that's the way we are.
All
That's
right.
my
About
job.
sick time at the end. People
I'll bring this
get
meeting
paid.
back to order at 9:40. And number 6, review and discuss and consider, take action. The council, put my dang glasses on. Comes to an agreement and appoints a police chief. Council has come to a decision to appoint Andrew Thompson as the new police chief. Aye. Congratulations.
So do we need to make a motion and do that, or,
No,
no, that's not,
so actually, yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's helpful.
yeah.
So I ask now council to make a motion.
I make a motion that we accept Mr. Thomas for our chief, Thompson
Thompson
for our
police
chief of police.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Motion carries. Now it's official.
Hey, now you're official now.
Number 27, 28.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Second, third.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're out of here.
Yippee-ki-yay.